Hey guys, so this video I wanted to give you a little insight on why I got into dietetics and how I chose my career path. Career path can be something that's really difficult for a person to choose, and I know this from experience. When I was in high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I thought that I wanted to be a cosmetologist, and I figured I'd be happy with that solution, but it ended up being that I actually wanted to go to college and get my degree, and now I'm actually getting my master's degree, which I thought I would never do. So things change, guys. If you think that you don't want to go to college now, then things might change. So I was the classic story of I hated school, I hated high school, didn't want to be in it. I was kind of in the crowd of punk and emo kids. I just didn't want to be at school. Long story short, I got into dietetics when I was at the end of high school, and a couple of things came into play of why I chose that path. Sorry, I'm trying to hold the camera steady, but it's really hard. A couple things came into play of why I chose dietetics. When I was in high school, I took a cooking class, and it really got me into cooking, and I liked food, and I thought maybe I wanted to be a culinary arts person, a chef, and I looked into it, and it ended up not being exactly what I wanted. So from that, I kind of chose, okay, what else is close to cooking and what else is close to foods. Came across a fascination for nutrition after a pretty big life event that happened to me when I was about a junior in high school. I had some things happen in my life, and I ended up resorting to an eating disorder to kind of feel like I had a little bit of a grasp on life. I had a rough couple of years where I was losing an excessive amount of weight. I got down to about I got down to exactly 90.1 pounds. And I remember thinking, if I were 0.2 pounds less, then I would be 80 something pounds. And that was really big for me. I was like scared for my life at that point, when I hadn't really been scared before. I was kind of really feeding off of all of the acknowledgement and all of the attention. Sounds sad to say, and that's not the kind of person I am, but like, that's how I felt at the time. I really liked being called skinny. I liked people being worried about me. I liked all of the attention and the people calling me skinny, and I fed off of it. And it was kind of a point in my life where I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing to myself? This is not what I want. And so it got to that point, and from that day on, I started researching nutrition and how to keep my body healthy, because I'll add to that, once I got to that point, I was losing my hair, looking pretty sick and not looking good. Everyone around me seemed to know it, and everyone around me tried to help, but I wasn't going to see it unless I wanted to see it. So it was kind of scary thinking back on it. And I had a bad relationship, and eventually I got out of that, but that's kind of part of what led into the eating disorder. But ultimately it was me kind of saying that I wanted to control everything in my life, and I wanted to have some sort of grip on, I don't know what exactly it was, but I wanted to have grip on myself, and I thought that I could do that by managing how I ate and controlling every single thing that I ate obsessively. And like, if I could control that, then I could control my life and all the crazy things that were happening, like my bad relationship, like not knowing where I wanted to go in life, and like not knowing who was my friend and who wasn't. It was all sorts of crazy stuff. So I forgot where I was trailing off with that, but it was after losing my hair and feeling like my health was really going south very quickly that I decided to look into nutrition. And once I looked into nutrition and like what it does for your body, I realized that this is the path that I wanted to take, and this is what I wanted to do, is teach people how to be healthy and teach people how to treat their bodies well, so they didn't have to go through the same things that I went through. And I also wanted to help girls who were in the same position as I was. Girls who were struggling with body image, girls who were struggling with all these things, and even guys too, not just girls, but that was kind of like, from my perspective back then, it was like, I know that so many females are going through the same thing, and I didn't really realize men go through it too. So with that in mind, I kind of researched and figured out that a credible person in the nutrition world is a dietitian. A registered dietitian, nutritionist is the full kind of name for it, and it's different than a nutritionist because dietitians have to go through 4 years of school, and then they have to go through an internship, and all of it is very rigorous, and they practice based on evidence-based research. So as opposed to a nutritionist who really, the terms are not defined very well, a dietitian is someone who has a lot of credentials in the area. So I wanted to do that because I didn't want to be just one of those people that was like talking out of their butt, didn't really know what they were talking about, didn't want to be like a Dr. Oz. So I wanted to be someone that was reputable in the area of nutrition, and so I figured out that that was how I was going to do it. To add to that, dietitians will have to go through 4 years of undergrad and then 2 years of master's program and then an internship. So soon, in a few years, it's going to be required to have your master's before you go to an internship. So it's going to be like 7 years of practice to be a dietitian. I'm going to go through it anyway. I've almost been through 7 years already, but at the end of it, I'll have a master's, and I'm really happy about that. So it's all worth it. I complain about it a lot, but there's nothing in the world I'd rather do more, and that there's nothing that I'm more passionate about than dietetics. Bottom of my heart, that is exactly what I want to do with life, and I want to teach people how great it feels to be full of energy and full of passion for healthy eating and for your body, because I really think it's all about mind-body connection and treating your body well, because it is the vessel that you're on this earth with. And you know, you can be healthy mentally, but you have to be healthy on the outside as well to really live your best life. And you want to live a long life, right? So people tell me all the time, like, oh, I want to be healthy, but it's super expensive. While I agree that some healthy foods can be really expensive, it's actually going to be cheaper in the long run, because there's a quote, if you think it's expensive to be healthy, try being sick. With that quote in mind, I think it's so true. You're going to be paying a lot more. You know how expensive hospitals are? You're going to be paying a crap load more if you're going to be treating your body badly. So anyway, if you have any questions on my background or why I chose dietetics or why I chose my degree or my passions in life, just ask them below. I'd love to answer them, but right now that's just kind of a general background of how I got into this and why I do what I do. If you're having any troubles finding your path in life, one, I just want to let you know that everyone struggles with that and that you're not alone. This is not, you're not unique in this, and I don't mean to like say that in a mean way, but you're not unique in the fact that you struggle with where you want to be in life. I think that's like the human problem, is that people struggle with what they want to do. This is something I struggled with for a long time, and I really still struggle with it, because my thing is I don't know exactly where I want to be in dietetics. I do kind of know that I want to be in a counseling setting or working one-on-one with people or YouTube or something like that, where I know I'm doing creative things to help people and to work one-on-one with them, or to reach a large group. Like YouTube, it's very intimate. Even though it's group at large, it's still intimate. I want to do something that reaches people at an intimate level. Sounds kind of creepy, but I don't mean to be creepy. You know what I mean. And out of breath, deep breathing sounds even creepier. You catch my drift. So if you're having trouble, you're not alone, and I tell you that the best way to figure out where you want to be in life is look at what you already enjoy. Or if you feel like you've been so drowned out by adulthood that you don't know what you enjoy, What did you enjoy as a child? One of the things when I was young that I really enjoyed was using my little flip phone and like taking pictures of random things, and I really enjoyed photography. So I'm really not a great photographer, but that kind of got me into videography, and like maybe YouTube would be a cool thing. So just saying, look at what you already love or what you loved as a child, and then use that as a reference and figure out if there's a career path, and I guarantee there is one, that you could do with that.